Hi everybody, my name is Melissa and welcome to my channel. It has been a very long time since I've done a sit down video or even a video at all. It's been over 7 months. Yes, we're in July. It is month 7. I was just kind of taking an unintentional break from social media. I explained a little bit more about it on my Insta stories, which I saved in a highlight reel. I'll leave my Instagram linked down below if you're interested in checking that out. But I've been really excited to do this tag video, which I'm pretty sure I'm probably the last person to actually sit down and film this. But yeah, today we're just gonna jump right back into the videos. It feels a little weird that I'm doing this video before I've actually filmed my favorite books of 2020, which if you're interested, I still might film that. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. As of now, I've only read 39 books, which is beyond crazy because I remember there was 1 month where I read 30 in 1 month, and we're in month 7 and I've read 39 books. I'm actually under my quota or behind on what I should be reading for my Goodreads goals. So here we are. I've just been stuck in a rut in reading. I've kind of like found my pace a little bit more. I'm trying to balance watching my K-dramas and my Asian dramas with reading. So it's a delicate balance, which I've obviously not found the key to success yet. But yes, I've read 39 books. And let's start with question 1. The very first question, of course, is what is the best book that you've read in 2021? And out of the very few choices I had, I definitely had to pick Yolk by Mary H.K. Choi. I didn't even know that this author had put out a new book. I've purchased a couple of her previous novels before, haven't read them, but I ended up picking up this one and reading it, loving it. I really took my time and even highlighted a bunch of different passages that really spoke to me, and that really tells me something that this book really hit home. This is about two sisters, June and Jane, and Jane is our main character. She is flawed. She's not perfect. They come from a Texas town. I think it's a small town in Texas, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe not, but they live in New York. They haven't talked in years, even though they both moved to the same city. Basically, this deals with a lot of different issues, from eating disorders to cancer to family bonding and issues and overcoming those. And it just was such a beautiful book that, yes, there are some trigger warnings for those things that I mentioned, but oh my gosh, it was so beautiful. And the way that the eating disorders and the everything else was just handled so beautifully and very well that I love this book. Definitely have so many good things to say about it. If you can't tell, I'm literally tongue-tied talking about this book. But yeah, it was definitely one of my favorites of the year so far. So question number 2 is, what is the best sequel that you've read in 2021? And out of all of these series and the different romances and fantasy books that I've read this year, it definitely has to be How the King of Elfham Learned to Hate Stories by Holly Black. I love Holly Black's writing. I absolutely love the Cruel Prince series. It's one of my favorite of all time young adult series. I just love the way that Holly Black writes her characters, her world, all of it. It's so good. So when I found out that this was coming out, I knew I had to grab myself a copy, and I just loved it. I read it in a day. It's super short. It has such beautiful artwork in it as well, which made it such a joy to read and really just kind of captured my attention while I was reading it. It's really good, super short. If you love The Cruel Prince and really liked the rest of this series and haven't picked this up, I highly recommend you do. It gives a little bit more of a background story of our main character, not Jude, but the guy's name, The Cruel Prince, whatever his name is. Yeah, obviously I don't, oh yeah, Cardan, that's it, yes. So I really loved it. It was beautiful. The cover is beautiful. I got the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition, which of course matches the ones on my shelf, so yeah, so excited. Question number 3 is, what is a new release that you want to read but just haven't gotten to yet? And that has to be Neon Gods by Katee Robert. Oh my gosh, I pretty much have loved every single book that I've read by this author. I believe this is a traditionally published book if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong, do not quote me on that. This is a Hades and Persephone retelling, which, I mean, let's be honest, I love a good retelling. She does them absolutely amazing. This author really pushes boundaries. She gives you that steaminess that you really want to get from the books, which, I mean, let's be real, we all really want that in a good romance novel. I really just want to pick this up. I have seen this cover everywhere on Bookstagram. I really want to pick it up soon, but I just haven't yet. So question 4 is, what is a book release that you really want to get to that is releasing at the end of the year? And that is, hold on, what is the name of it? Cytonic by Brandon Sanderson. So I love the Skyward series, I think that's what it's called, but I pretty much love any book that Brandon Sanderson has written and that I've read. I love the Mistborn series. The Stormlight Archives, one of my favorite adult fantasy series. Of course, his young adult series, starting off with Skyward, one of my favorites, has one of my favorite characters, and I'm pretty sure in my 2019 mid-year book out freakout tag, I definitely talked about majority of, if I talked about fantasy books, they were his, and I'm pretty sure that this series made it to like my favorite character of the year. So yes, definitely one to pick up if you really like young adult fantasy or if you like fantasy at all. I really enjoyed it, had a lot of fun. Number 5 is the biggest disappointment of 2021, and let's be real, that's the majority of the books that I've read this year. I'm pretty sure my average rating would probably be about a 2 or a 3 for my books. I'm not choosing the best quality. Most of them are Kindle Unlimited, K-pop inspired type books. I was just trying to get back into reading, and because I've been listening to a lot of K-pop music, watching a lot of Asian dramas, I figured might as well incorporate the books in it as well. Some of them have been good, some of them not so good, but yeah, the majority of the books I've read, kind of a big disappointment. Question 6 is, what is the biggest surprise? And that is definitely going to be K-Pop Confidential by Stephen Lee. So I love K-pop music. I am not like a total diehard fan, but my husband probably thinks I am. I do listen to a lot of K-pop. That's the majority of the music that I listen to. Of course, BTS, I love ATEEZ, and Hyphen. I could go on and on. Anyways, so this is about a girl who comes from the US. She auditions to become a K-pop idol. She ends up making it, and it's kind of her story about the training and how intense it is, and, you know, having and finding a relationship and kind of breaking this mold of the K-pop idol. So I really enjoyed it. I do believe that there is going to be, or if there isn't already, a book 2, and I definitely want to pick it up because I really enjoyed this one a lot. This is the book that set up the tone for the rest of the year with my reading. This is the first K-pop book that I picked up, I'm pretty sure, and then it kind of trickled on from there. Biggest surprise was definitely this one because I definitely have to say I really enjoyed it. I devoured it in a day, if not less than, and yeah, thoroughly enjoyed myself. Question number 7 is a favorite new author, and honestly, I am not really sure. Maybe it's Mary H.K. Choi that wrote Yolk, which is right here. I haven't read any of her other books. I know that Stephen Lee, this is his debut novel if I'm not mistaken. I don't know of any books that I really found a favorite author. I've just really struggled with reading this year, so I can't really say that I have a new favorite author. Number 8 is my new fictional crush, and I have to say I still don't have a new favorite fictional crush. No one has really hit home for me this year in my reading. There's not really a single character that really stands out and I'm like, yes, you're the one, unfortunately. So yeah, sadly no new crushes at the moment. Number 9 is my favorite new character, and that has to be Jane from Yolk. Again, this book is so amazing. I really liked this character because she just is so real. This definitely is a book that will give you all types of feels. You dislike her, you love her, you empathize with her. There's so many different emotions. I just really felt that this author brought this character to life and really was able to portray almost like this person is real and she could jump out of the book and into the world, and that's really how I felt about this character, and I really did enjoy it. Number 10 is a book that made me cry. Unfortunately, like I said, I haven't really been feeling all the emotions except for maybe in that one book. Other than that, yeah, haven't really been feeling too many emotions when I'm reading. A lot of them are just romance books and a little bit fluffy, so no crying, thankfully. But unfortunately, no sad books to talk about. Number 11 is a book that made me happy, and that has to be The Risk by St. Abby, like Sabby, I guess. This book made me happy because it made me start reading again. There isn't an exact reason for, you know, why this book really jumped out of the page for me. I just really fell in love with the idea of the woman is the serial killer and the guy is a cop, and they form a relationship, but the guy doesn't know that she is a serial killer, and he's actually a FBI agent who is on the case that she is doing all the murders for. This definitely is super quick and short. There's a couple books in this series and they all continuously go on, so it definitely flew by. I was able to read the first book in a day. I read the second book in a day as well, so I had a lot of fun with this series so far, and oh my gosh, it was such a joy to be back and reading and loving my characters again and just really diving into the world of reading again, which this book did. So it made me happy. Number 12 is what is the most beautiful book that you've bought or received, and that definitely has to be The Crown of Gilded Bones by Jennifer L. Armentrout. This book cover is beautiful. I think all of the books in this series are absolutely gorgeous. I mean, let's be honest. So I have yet to read this. This is again on my TBR. I always get intimidated by books in this series because they are so long, but I find myself flying through them, and especially in the first two. I believe the fourth book is coming out later this year as well, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, every time, all of these books have just beautiful covers. Like, let's be real, this is gorgeous. So anyways, yeah, this is a book that I recently purchased, fell in love with. Definitely need to finally read it. Number 13 is what is a book that you need to read by the end of the year? And of course, that is going to be Anna Kay by Jenny Lee. This is a book that I recently just purchased. I just started reading this on the couch literally 2 minutes before I started filming this video, and I kind of fell in love with the wittiness, the kind of humor that it brought to this breakup scene, and I don't know, I feel like I'm gonna really enjoy myself. I'm 99.5% certain that this is a retelling. I can't, like, of Anna something, I'm not sure, but I believe it's a retelling. I'm most likely certain. Anyways, I've been watching all of the Asian dramas, the C dramas, the K dramas, the J dramas, and give me more of anything that has drama in it, and I'm here for it. So definitely looking forward to reading this one and continuing on with it, and I will give you updates on my Goodreads once I'm done. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for watching my mid-year book freakout tag. I'm so sorry I've been inactive on my YouTube. I'm trying to plan more videos. I have some that I've already started reading books for specific videos, which I normally don't do, but here we are. I'm trying to get inspired again, and I've started reading again, so it's hard to make content on BookTube without reading. So we're finally getting there, and I'm so excited to be back. If you have read any of these books or want to chat about them, talk about them, leave a comment down below, and I hope you have a great day and happy reading. Bye.